Finally, Link has come back to his channel. Right, everyone. It's been some time. For you guys, it would have been about a week since you saw a video from me. For me, it's actually been about 3 weeks that I've not filmed for. If you're on my social media, Instagram, Twitter, you'll know what's been going on. If you're not on my Instagram or Twitter, it's @LinkGooden. Go do the bits. Now, there's not going to be much like editing in this video. It's just going to be kind of like me, sat here, just talking about some of the things I've gone through the last couple of weeks, how it's made me feel, blah, 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 all that sort of boring, emotional stuff that you guys love to hear about, right? But I wanted to do this so we could just get it all out there. Y'all know what's been going on, and then we move on, bigger and better things, yeah? So, just super quick so you all get up to date. At the moment, my upload schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 PM. Live streams at the moment is going to be as and when I'm in the mood. So get on my social media so you don't miss that. Just because at the moment I'm not always in the mood to stream, so I don't want to promise you there's going to be a stream in a couple of days and then it doesn't happen. First of all, basically, about 3 weeks ago, I found out my granddad was going to die. And it is one of the hardest things I have ever experienced. He was a big part of my life. He was someone that I spent a lot of time with when I was a kid. I used to love hanging out with him. I've got Snorlax with me to keep me laughing and smiling. He smells of vanilla. If you haven't seen my Metro Centre vlog, check it out because it's great. But yeah, my granddad was a legend, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Found out about 3 weeks ago that he was going to pass away. Just over a week now. He did pass away, and yeah, it shook me a bit. And I didn't feel like getting behind this camera for you guys because I don't want to be here unless I'm at the races and I'm ready to make you all laugh. That's what it's about. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what the channel is built on. It's built on like happiness and fun and having a laugh. And I don't want to make videos for you guys that are depressing and boring and sad. Well, this one might be, but sorry. So yeah, basically, my granddad has passed away. So I had to take a break from the channel. I couldn't record videos for you because of how I felt. I wasn't myself. I wasn't, wasn't going out of the house. I was sat about. It's hard filming this, but I just want to get it out there and just there. Once it's all gone, it's dealt with. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I was in a shit mood basically, right? Like I wasn't going out of the house. I was depressed as fuck. Like I wasn't even things like playing FIFA. I couldn't concentrate to play FIFA. I was just getting beat by everybody. I changed formation 3 times on FIFA in the last week and a half, trying to find something to work because my head is just not been right since he passed away. Like I've not been able to concentrate on stuff. So yeah, he was just a top bloke. This is gonna be like a 5-minute video that takes me like an hour to film. Right, so I want to talk about him a bit. So yeah, his name was Rex, which is the coolest name ever. You're probably wondering what he was like. I remember being a kid, and he could remember the war because he was like a kid to like a young, maybe just a touch of a young teenager during the war. So he used to tell you all about like how it was like and what it was actually like to be alive during the war, which to me was like fascinating. You should love hearing his stories. And we'd always laugh, like, because he had 3 stories he'd always tell. He had like 3-4 stories that he would always tell, and he'd always tell it as if you'd never heard it before. And every time, and we always used to laugh about this as a family, every time one of the details would change a little bit. Now, whether that's because he was old and he couldn't remember, I don't know, or whether he was trying to make the story exciting and sort of bring new life into it because you'd heard the story 100 times, I don't know. But yeah, he went to the same high school as me, which was super cool being a kid and like a young teenager, hearing his stories about what it was like to go to my high school during the war. That for me is crazy. So the high school I went to was open during the war, and my granddad could remember going to that school during the war, and he used to tell us stories about how my school was during the war, and he used to talk about places in my school that I would go into school the next week, and I would like recognise, that's the corner he was talking about in the story and stuff. So that was really strange for me, because we went to school obviously like 50 years apart or something, 60 years apart maybe, and we had the same school, and he was telling me stories about the same sort of buildings and stuff. It's just crazy that how things come around. And he grew up in the same estate that I lived on. So even though he didn't live there when I was like, he didn't live there after I was born. He'd moved to like the other end of town, but he grew up my end of town, so he knew like my end of town like the back of his hand, and he'd tell me stories about the different pubs and the different shops and what the shops used to be, and it just used to be amazing listening to what stuff was like years and years and years ago. I don't think we appreciate that knowledge till it's gone. Another thing that like fascinates me and I always find like super weird is my granddad went to the same school as me, and then my nana, who passed away like a couple of years ago, a couple of years ago. I'm not good at time. Time is the worst thing for me to try and remember dates and stuff. I'm awful with it. But yeah, she passed away, and she actually went to the same school as my girlfriend though. So she used to tell us about what they used to do together, what like she used to do at that school, and then my granddad would talk about what he used to do at his school, and they both went to the same school as what me and my girlfriend do, even though they met 60, 70 years before me and my girlfriend, which is just amazing. So weird. But I always find that like fascinating that, and not many people know that. So that's an interesting thing I want to sort of say. Another thing he loved was like, he loved football and he loved darts. He loved watching both of them. He used to come round, like, always used to come around every New Year's Day without fail, and we would sit and we would watch the sort of World Championship darts, like semi-finals, final, because they'd always normally be on New Year's Day. We'd watch like the New Year's Day football. I remember every time we used to stay at his house, we would go into the conservatory in the evening, me and my granddad, and we'd watch Match of the Day, because my nana didn't like it. she liked like her soaps, and she'd put a film on, but me and my granddad would always go sit in the conservatory, and we'd just sit and we'd watch Match of the Day, and we'd just talk about, you know, the games. And it was the other thing that was interesting and fascinating for me was hearing about what was football like 50 years ago. You know, because my granddad could remember all these great people. Like one he used to always talk about is John Walk. He used to always talk about John Walk. No idea why. Someone he used to always talk about. He used to talk about how Pele was. All these great players, George Best, all these people that were before my time. George Best is a United player, I'm a Liverpool fan, but he used to talk about all these players from years ago, Kenny Dalglish, that I didn't get the sort of joy to watch, but I used to hear his stories about how they used to play, and it was fascinating for me to hear what was football like 50 years ago. What was football like in the 50s and the 60s and the 40s, you know what I mean, as the war ended. Like it was just amazing to hear these stories. And yeah, they're just good memories. Now, one of my friends recommended me this article, which was like tips for dealing with grieving. And one of the tips was, try and sum the person up in one word. And that is not easy to do, right? It's really not. And the two words, not the one word, that kept coming back to me and I kept thinking about, the two words that I was thinking about was loyalty and family. He was, you know, my granddad served in the army. He was quite a proud man. He was someone that he was a bit old-fashioned in a lot of his views and a lot of the ways he acted, but he was the most loyal person I've ever known of. If he was one of those people where if he backed you, he would back you literally till the end, through anything. And he was like the pinnacle of a family man, honestly. He loved his family, he loved everybody in his family, he, you know, used to spoil us all, so did my nana as well. He would have like jars of sweets, and one of them had jelly babies in, and he had one which had pear drops in, and they were the two sort of old-fashioned sweets that he loved, that you knew were going to be on his, I don't know what it was, it wasn't a wardrobe, I don't know what you call it in the living room, it's like a display cabinet, with like some little cabinets at the bottom, with all pictures of people on. But yeah, there was always jelly babies and pear drops on there. Probably the two most stereotypical old person sweets you can get apart from Werther's Originals, but he did like them as well. But yeah, he was just a loving, caring man who always looked after his family. Some of you who know me outside of YouTube know I've had a fucking shit year, right? To be blunt, to the point, I've had a shitty year. From literally before 2019 even started to now, it has been crap after crap after crap after crap after crap. So I just want to say as well, I've had a lot of stuff to deal with. It's been quite difficult the last 12 months. Just had to compose myself again, right? But basically, I've been through some tough shit this year, and there's two people I've looked to for like what to do and how to go about things. And one conversation from years ago, which I've still thought about a lot this last 12 months, was talking to my nan and granddad about some stuff, and basically what they said to me was, you can forgive anything, but you never ever forget what someone has done. And that was something that was like a sentiment they both said, and it's something I've carried forward with me all this year a lot, and I want all of you to as well. So forgive people for stuff they do, but do not forget what they did, and don't be stupid about it. Important message there. So yeah, moving on from talking about my granddad and my nana, who I love dearly. This is supposed to be the easy bit of the video now, right guys? So, I just want to say some thank yous. Now, massive thank you to everybody who has reached out to me on social media the last couple of weeks. I haven't replied to everyone, and I haven't replied quickly to everyone. I haven't wanted to reply to people at times, but anyone I haven't replied to personally or specifically, I appreciate any nice words I've had, any messages, any comments. Thank you everyone for the love I've had the last couple of weeks. It's helped so much. Can't go around thanking people individually in this video because I'll be here for about 20 minutes. But honestly guys, love you all, thank you so much. If you didn't hear about this, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed anyway. If you're not subscribed, it's down there, do it now. But yeah, if you're not on my social media channels, my Instagram, my Twitter, @LinkGooding, my Discord, which will all be linked in the video below, make sure you get on them so you know what's going on with me. And just talk about the next few weeks. I've written 2019 off, not for YouTube, alright? Just in terms of anything making me class as a good year, even Liverpool winning the Champions League, that shows you how shit a year I've had, that I don't really even class that as salvaging the year. But yeah, everything for me now, between now and the end of this year, because time is just a concept, guys, it's about making 2020 the year. And I know it's really early to start talking about 2020, guys, we've got a couple of months left, but everything I do between now and January the 1st is going to be aimed at making 2020 the best year it possibly can be for me. And I'm really going to go for it, and I'm coming for it, right? I'm coming for you, 2020. If you're listening, 2020, I'm coming for you real soon. And basically, guys, the channel at the moment, the upload schedule is still Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Uploads will be at about 6 PM. Streams at the moment, just because I don't feel perfect yet, I don't want to commit to I'm going to stream at 6 o'clock, blah, 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 or anything, not even like at a day's notice. I don't want to be promising you guys anything that I can't do. So, I'm going to stream as much as I can and as much as when I feel like it, guys. We're going to get back to playing some Grand Theft Auto as well as just FIFA. If anyone's got any other game suggestions, do let me know. But yeah, basically, thank you all for the love. Sorry I've not been about. And I love you, Grandad.